Namaskar. Welcome to Conversation with Rakesh. In the last few days, I got two questions, both very different. But when I was researching, thinking, I thought they were connected. The first question came from a person who called me up and I know them and said ki I have to take admission into a program. I've got an offer. I have to pay the fee, which is like 2 days away, deadline. But now I have a doubt ki boss, is this the right thing for me? And I had a chat with them. So that was question number one, which is I applied for this program. I got the admission. अब मुझे problem है कि जाऊं कि नहीं जाऊं. So question number one. Question number two happened in my class. We were learning how to communicate with confidence, and I had given a homework that you have to say something to your boss or your client and you have to assert yourself. So make a sentence, say it out. And many of my students were hesitating. In fact, one student said कि अगर मैं ये बोलूँगी कहीं वहाँ से नाराज़गी गुस्सा what if I get not get promotion, what if that person is very vengeful and I lose my career. And I was amazed at the kind of fears we all have on these issues, and they're real fears. You can't say कि अरे ये तो बकवास fear है. It's a real fear. There is enough evidence कि boss clients भी थोड़े से खराब होते हैं. There is enough evidence that you go for a program that you thought was very good but it didn't work out for you, so you are afraid. So when I was researching, and this is the focus of my video today, I went in a very tangent direction and I stumbled on a word which is about fear of failure. And that word I had never seen, so I'm very curious. And I was so fascinated by it that I went in this direction of very beautiful words that we should know. And in this video, I'm going to give you 4 or 5 words that you should know, which will help you in how you make your decisions, which will help you not only communicate with confidence, but also make choices that work for you. This word is called, and let me try and pronounce it. I've never read it before this, so it took me some time. And you switched on the audio systems to see how it is pronounced. It is pronounced as cacoraphophobia. Cacoraphophobia. And very complex word, but the word is amazing. It means a constant fear of failure, a constant fear of rejection. And I can tell you a very big part of my work as a person who teaches communication is to make an environment where you speak something and reduce your fear of failure. इतना डर लगता है कि हम लोग कई बार आगे ही नहीं बढ़ते हैं. And this word cacoraphophobia is that the person is so much afraid कि कुछ होगा, मेरे को ही होगा, मैं फेल हो जाऊंगा, मैं रिजेक्ट हो जाऊंगा, कि वो पर्सन कुछ करता ही नहीं है. Which is what I have started to see in many of our working professionals, students and entrepreneurs. Analysis paralysis, आगे ही नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं. And it causes depression, sadness, because we are stuck and we always end up reading social media news. तो emotion का तो पूरा भेजा फ्राई. But this word is very good. So I'll talk about 4 or 5 more words that will connect with this and give you a path forward. And this video is about 5 simple words that can help you realize how you have to deal with this fear of constant failure, cacoraphophobia, and do something about it. Because ये तो चलता ही रहेगा. And with the way we are now moving in 2024, there is too much of stimuluses. We are always anxious. Anxiety is very high. We don't want to make a decision and then regret. जो वो तो होगा ही. So we're always worried. And this feeling, cacoraphophobia, it's a fear. Phobia is fear. A fear of failure, fear of rejection. So much so कि हम लोग कुछ नहीं करते हैं, वहीं पे बैठे रहते हैं. Or life moves on and then some more emotions come in. So how do you deal with cacoraphophobia? What a brilliant word. And I was stumbling on other words. There was this lovely word that I will now say next, that in this journey of life, when you have to communicate, when you have to take a decision, don't be very clear on the exact nature of your outcome. And there is a very nice word that I read somewhere. It's a very funny word also. It's called coddywomple. And coddywomple means you travel somewhere without knowing where you'll end up. It's such a lovely word, coddywomple. कि निकल जाओ घर से without a plan and देखा जाएगा. And that journey is the beauty and the process of learning. And we say that, right? Ki the destination is not important, the journey is important. For that, the word is codywample. So if you are suffering from cacorophyophobia, learn to codywample. Codywample is, I have a chance to go out of my house. ये रास्ता अच्छा लग रहा है, देखते हैं एंड वहाँ चलते हैं, फिर वहाँ से कहीं और जाएंगे. बट दिस फ्रेमवर्क टू ट्रेन योर माइंड दैट लेट मी कॉडीवॉम्पल माई वे इन टू द वेरियस थिंग्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी विल हेल्प यू मूव फॉरवर्ड. वरना क्या होगा, कैकोराफायोफोबिया में आप यू आर स्टक. And to make progress, codywample. Now, let me give you an example. You're in a meeting room, your mind is thinking of saying something, but you're afraid, fear of failure, cacorophyophobia. Do a codywample. Make a sentence as per the frameworks and write non-verbals, verbals, so that you're not harming someone. Say it. Dekha jayega kya hoga. And chances are you'll be amazed that when you say that sentence, the result is not as fearful as you imagine it to be. In fact, there's a lot of research on fears. And one of the best TED Talks was about the story of some sailors who were shipwrecked. And they had to make a choice कि इधर जाएं तो वहाँ पे खतरनाक storms होंगे, इधर जाएं तो एक island है वहाँ पे cannibals हैं. And their fear of going to an island with cannibals was so high that they decided to go towards the storm. And they all perished. So the moral of the story is that if they would have gone to the island which was closer, where they thought they had cannibals, chances are they could be wrong. हो सकता है कि वो cannibals कहीं और होंगे. And by the way, there's a lot of research on this whole concept of cannibalism, which again comes from very different studies, that maybe it was just a man ghadat kahani and it happened very rarely, and it is not true. And those sailors could have survived, that this island was close by, but they chose to go on an island because storms are less dangerous visually as compared to being cannibalized. Many of us have this problem कि ये प्रोग्राम मैं जा सकता हूँ, बट द फियर कि मेरी तो जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई इज द कैनिबल फियर. इतना नहीं होता है. वी ऑलवेज हैव दिस एक्सट्रीम विजुअल्स ऑफ फेलियर कि मतलब मैं तो बर्बाद हो गया, सड़कों पे आ गया. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So try and codywample your way into the maze of your life. So the first word that will reduce your cacorophyophobia is codywample. This journey without going into a destination, that you start and you codywample, you figure it out and enjoy the whole process. So that is a great word. The second word is a beautiful English word which is connected to positive psychology, that hope. होप फॉर द बेस्ट. हम लोग सोचते नहीं है कि होप इज सच अ पावरफुल इमोशन. इनफैक्ट होप इज लाइक अ कैंडल इज और अ दिया और अ दीपक, एंड वी यूज दैट टू रिमूव द अंधकार, एंड नॉलेज इज दैट सिंबल. सो होप कनेक्ट्स विथ नॉलेज, एंड माई रिक्वेस्ट टू यू इज प्लीज यूज होप to reduce the darkness of cacorophyophobia. And hope is nothing but learning. Learn. Decision systems can help you learn. You can always browse the program and you can always learn the boss and realize that you have become a better person. So that darkness of cacorophyophobia is less. That practice more. Hope better. Try out codywample techniques, but always hope ki this rasta looks a little bit, teda meda, but there is a hope that I'll end up in a very nice place. That helps you fight the battles of cacorophyophobia. So hope, please hope as much as you can. Negative thoughts तो आएंगे ही, आते ही रहेंगे, but hope is that very nice word that I encourage you to keep in front of you so that your cacorophyophobia is very, very low. The next word is a beautiful Japanese word. It's called Obai-tori. Obaitori. Obai-tori. I could be wrong in the spelling and the pronunciation. Obai-tori. The word says that everybody blossoms at a different time. So there is like lots of seeds, you put them. Not every tree or not every bush will have the flowers. There's a time. And the same concept is in children and education and even management and professionals, that not everybody is going to be successful. We take our own time. हर चीज का एक वक्त होता है और हर फूल के खुलने का एक समय होता है. So that is Obai-tori, that stop comparing yourself. Do not try and एक्सपेक्ट कि हर समय एक ही चीज़ होगी. देर इज़ अ टाइम, मे बी योर टाइम विल कम लेटर. हो सकता है कि ये जो आप डिसीजन ले रहे हो मे नॉट वर्क फॉर यू, बट देन tell yourself that, oh by Tori, my time is a little bit later and that time will come. So this ability to relax yourself कि hey हर एक का एक वक्त होता है. Oh by Tori, दी गार्डन में हर फूल के आने का एक समय होता है, मेरा भी आएगा. एंड दिस इज वेयर दिस गली बॉय का एक सॉन्ग है, मेरा नंबर आएगा, मेरा टाइम आएगा. ओ बाय तोरी, आपका नंबर भी आएगा, बट बी पेशेंट. सो ओ बाय तोरी हेल्प्स इन calming down and being a little bit patient and dealing with Kakoraphobia. So Obai Tori to help you with Kakoraphobia. And the last one, एक बहुत ही बढ़िया वर्ड है, हम लोग हिंदी में यूज़ करते हैं, कोशिश. और कोशिश एक बहुत बढ़िया कविता है. एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैनी ऑफ अस थिंक दैट कविता इज बाय हरिवंश राय बच्चन जी, बट एक्चुअली इट इज सोहन लाल द्विवेदी जीज कविता कोशिश. और इतनी बढ़िया उसकी वर्ड्स हैं कि लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. एंड आई रीड आउट अ वेरी ब्यूटिफुल फ्यू लाइन्स ऑफ दिस पोएम. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का विश्वास, रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना, गिरकर चढ़ना न अखरता है. आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. कितनी बढ़िया कविता है सोहनलाल द्विवेदी जी की. अमिताभ बच्चन जी ने इसका पाठ किया है. इट्स एब्सोल्यूट गोल्ड. एंड इफ यू गो टू यूट्यूब एंड जस्ट टाइप दिस पोएम, यू विल फाइंड सो मेनी brilliant recitations of this poetry. Koshish. Koshish is a word that will reduce your Kakoraphobia. So let me summarize that 2024 and many more years forward, if there is one thing you must reduce in you is your fear of failures. And it leads to inaction कि बस मैं डरता ही रहूँगा, आगे कब बढ़ूँगा. That is Kakoraphobia. You may be suffering from it. Now there are 4 more words that will help you deal with it. The first is Codywample. Move on, take any decision, देखा जाएगा. Do not plan everything. Just move. So Codywample. The second is hope. Hope is that light that will reduce the darkness. Have hope in your minds. Tell yourself कि कुछ अच्छा ही होगा, देखते हैं, hope करते हैं. Third, ओबाय तोरी, दैट हर चीज़ का एक वक्त होता है. पेशेंस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डोंट बी इन अ हरी. हर चीज़ का एक वक्त होगा, आपका भी होगा, आपका नंबर आएगा. एंड द लास्ट इज कोशिश. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. सो ऑन दैट नोट, द पर्सन हु इज स्ट्रगलिंग विथ हिज डिसीजन टू टेक अप अ प्रोग्राम, कॉडीवॉम्पल, हैव होप. एंड ओबाय तोरी, आपका टाइम आएगा एंड कोशिश करो. And the person who is dealing with a tough client and a customer and is struggling with communication, again, Codywample, find a sentence, hope that it will work for you. Obai Tori, there is a time that maybe not this meeting, but the next meeting it will work for you. And finally, Koshish, try it, learn from your mistakes, but Koshish karne walon ki kabhi haar nahi hoti. So on that note, I would request you to look at your Kakoraphobia issues and use the other 4 words to deal with it. And on that note, stay safe.